Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Darin and this is DerinsCorner. On this channel, I talk about lifestyle, food, and travel. If this is your first time, please don't forget to like this video, to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and please share this video as much as possible. It really helps me. Today, I'm going to be making a typical English breakfast, and that is pancakes, eggs, bacon, and some baked beans. And I'm going to be using whole grain pancakes today. But if you don't have whole grains, please feel free to use your all-purpose flour or any typical pancake mix. I'm going to be using 4 cups of my whole grain pancake mix. And the thing about making pancakes is that you want to use an equal part of the flour to an equal part of milk. So 4 cups of pancake mix would be 4 cups of flour as well. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going to be adding it into the pan. The good thing about making your own English breakfast at home is that it's definitely cheaper for you, and you actually also know what you're putting into your mouth. So it's not like going into the store and then just buying something that you don't know how it's prepared. So and it's also easy to make, right? And you get that feeling of going to the store, not going to the store, but going to a restaurant or going for brunch, and in your own house with your family. And having my son crack the egg for me. It's always nice to incorporate this with the kids as well, because it helps with their fine motor skills. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we just cracked in 1 egg into the mixture, and we're going to crack in the second egg as well. So 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 cups of milk, 2 large eggs, and we're also going to be adding in some vegetable oil into this, and I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Because I'm using a pancake mix, I'm not going to be adding the regular things like sugar or whatever, vanilla extract or whatever other thing, baking powder, some people. So I'm not doing all of that because that's already pre-mixed into my mixture. So this is like a straightforward way to make pancakes without the stress of adding additional ingredients. So I'm just going to mix this thoroughly and make sure that it's evenly coated. Like I said, if you use the exact mixture I gave you, you'll have a good consistency for your pancake. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to mix till it's thoroughly mixed properly, and then we move to the pan. So I have my pan on the stove. I'm going to be using my oil sprayer to spray some oil on the pan to just evenly coat some oil on it. For pancake, you don't need a lot of oil in your pan. In fact, if you have a griddle is actually better because you can make several batches at once. But I don't have a griddle. I have a griddle, but I don't know where it is, and I'm not bothered to check where it is right now. So I'm scooping my pancake mix, the batter, into the pan. I'm just using my measuring cup to do that, and that is just I think 3/4 cup of measuring cup, and I'm just scooping 1 scoop into the pan. And you'll notice that I have a tiny portion as well on the side, and this is to help you check when to flip your pancake. And I'll tell you why this is important. For this particular one, if you're using the all-purpose flour, you would see some air bubbles on the top, but because this is whole grain, you won't see that air bubbles form on the top of your pancake. So that gives you like a guide on when to flip. So I've just flipped it, and it looks good and for me to flip. So I'm going to show you what happens if you don't flip at the right time. So if you don't flip at the right time, it's going to come out that exact way, and you can see from the overlay that once I try to flip, it just scatters. So that exactly is what would happen if you don't flip at the right time. But if you flip at the right time, you get this exact pancake look, the consistency that you're seeing on my screen, and the the rings, the golden rings, ideal pancake golden rings would form. And so that's it. I'm just going to continue to do this for the remaining part of my pancake. And you would notice I sprayed the pan again because the oil was getting dry. So just make sure you just a little bit of spraying of oil just to make sure that your pancake is not sticking to your pan. You can see that I don't have a lot of oil on my pan. Just a little spray here and there will do the work for you. And so that's it. Continue to just flip it, make sure it's brown on both sides, and once it's done, you move it out of your pan and you scoop another batter. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now. So my pancake is done. The next thing is to fry my eggs. And I'm doing the sunny side up type of egg where you just crack it into the pan, not making scrambled or omelette or anything like that. So just crack your egg into the pan. I'm doing two different method. So for one, I'm not going to make it to be, I'm going to make it to be a little bit runny. So for this batch, it's going to be a little bit runny. And for the other one, it's not going to be runny. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm just putting a little bit of salt, a little bit of chili flakes, and you're good to go you're good to go. Just put in your seasoning, whatever seasoning you like. Put it in. I'm just adding some salt over there, and then I'm gonna add in chili flakes after. So you notice that for this, it's not fully cooked before I flip, and that is because I want this one to be running. I personally don't like running eggs. I like my eggs to be properly cooked, but my darling husband doesn't like it to be fully cooked. So this is for him, while the next batch would be for me. So that's it. This is ready. I'm just going to add it to the plate. So I'm going to go ahead to fry the second batch using the same method. Just that this is going to stay on the stove longer because I want the eggs to be properly done. So that's it. Eggs are done. Next, we're going to go ahead and plate our English breakfast. So I have my mountain of pancakes with some butter. I have my eggs and I have the baked beans. So I'm going to put some pancakes on the plate, and then I'm going to go ahead to add my eggs. Those are the two types, the two eggs like fried, and then I would go ahead and put a little bit of butter on top, and then I would go ahead and put some bacon. I did show you when I made this bacon. So bacon strips, just put it in the air fryer and you render out the fat and you get your bacon. So that's what I did for this. So just put in your bacon strip, and then next goes in the baked beans. So this is your typical Hen's normal baked beans, not the flavored ones. So this is called the Hen's original baked beans. And yeah, so that's it. Usually when I open the can of baked beans, I typically would warm it up in the microwave. So that was done for this one. Was warmed up, and I put it in the plate. And that is it, guys. That is your typical English breakfast. And of course, there's no English breakfast without a Canadian maple syrup. You can use a pancake syrup, but if you're in Canada, then you want to use the maple syrup. Maple syrup has a different, taste. It has a different flavor than you would your typical, pancake syrup. Pancake syrup is just sugar and, but the maple syrup is actually maple, taste like a maple tree, So it's nice, and you would like it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you replicate it, and I hope that you take some time to make your loved ones, normal English breakfast that you would spend money to eat outside, and just cook it in the comfort of your own home. It's not that hard. It's very easy to make, and hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video as much as you can, and see you next week. Bye.